spring of 1936 brought Tupelo one of its worst ever natural disasters. Part of the Tupelo Gainesville tornado outbreak of April 5th, 6th, in that year, the storm leveled 48 city blocks and over 200 homes, killing 216 people and injuring more than 700. It struck at night, destroying large residential areas on the city's north side. Among the survivors was Elvis Presley, then a baby, obliterating the Gun Pond neighborhood. The tornado dropped most of its victims in the bodies in the pond. The storm has since been rated F5. The Tupelo tornado is recognized as one of the deadliest in U.S. history. And, of course, the racist part of the South didn't count the black people, so it was probably way more than that. And the fire broke out at the segregated Lee County Training School, which was destroyed. Thank you, tornado. All right, we are custom creator. Let me get it shoved there. Not shit, but Elvis Aaron Presley, Tupelo, Mississippi. First time I remember hearing that was a song that Hank Williams Jr. made. The day Elvis passed away would be our national holiday. And the National Treasury would be in Tupelo, Mississippi. I put Hank Williams' picture on $100 bills. I think Hank and Elvis were two of the first innovators. Hank Sr., that is. And Hank Jr. has always idolized Elvis, has many. Fun fact, Robert Plant used to sing Elvis Presley songs in the shower and met Elvis Presley once. And Zeppelin went to the concert. And Elvis acknowledged this. And as he said, there are many people here. We even had Led Zeppelin here, so let's kind of act like we know what we're doing here, guys. And Robert Plant was asked after the show, when Elvis met with them, what his favorite song was, because Jimmy Page told him that Robert would warm up singing Elvis's songs. And he said, "Love Me." And later, when Elvis was leaving the building, pardon the pun, he turned around and started belting out, kind of chokes me up, the belting out the song, which Robert joined in, and they sang it together. So,
can you imagine being one of the people there, hearing Robert Plant and Elvis Presley duetting on a song like that just for the moment? Wow.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It's also interesting in like a lot of mythology. You like when someone really significant is born, like it's either followed by or preceded by some sort of major, either good or bad event. You know, like crops will all of a sudden start to bloom, or there'll be some sort of natural disaster. 1 year after Elvis was born, this tornado hits, and I'm not trying to make light of it. It's yet another fascinating aspect of the Elvis Presley legend.
No doubt about it. Yeah. We had Hurricane Hugo here when I was 11, and that was North Carolina. That was the worst storm we've ever had. But an F5 tornado is the worst you can have, right?
Yeah, just that's as strong as they get.
What did you say TVA meant? I forget.
Tennessee Valley Authority.
There you go. Business district. Tupelo, which is in between Birmingham and what's the big city in Mississippi? Memphis and Birmingham. I'm at Memphis, Tennessee. Damn it, man. Anyway, Elvis was born in between. Elvis and Hank Williams Jr. was born. Damn it, I lost it, man. Anyway, Tupelo was in between Birmingham and somewhere else. Yeah, I lost it, so it's okay. So I want to now go and thank some people. They deserve it.
Was it Jackson, Mississippi you were thinking of?
I don't know. I forget now. So we have done 3 Elvis reactions and 1 Elvis story, the Don't Cry Challenge, which A. Hank Williams Jr. Guru is who turned my opinion around on Elvis with this, because my mother listened to Jailhouse Rock, and I love Suspicious Minds, and I always loved that one. But you know, the few Elvis songs I heard so much growing up, it just kind of overplayed it in my mind, and I just thought Elvis was overrated. And I have definitely changed my opinion on that. I cannot quit singing Kentucky Rain for nothing. And We Can Make the Morning was, I go insane over that, and Bridge Over Troubled Water. But the comments, you guys are so amazing, and you deserve all the credit in the world. I mean, there are so many here.
Yeah, we love interacting with you guys in comments, regardless. But I think the comment sections for these Elvis reactions are legitimately some of the most pleasant I've ever seen. So thank you guys.
Here are some I haven't got to yet. So sorry, Mary Jones, sorry, and Christine. I will respond promptly. And you made the video, so my boy. That's what I'm saying. There's so many that keep coming in, like it's hard to keep up with. And we're pretty good at that, actually. That's one thing I pride ourselves on.
Just 2 of us.
I love this gentleman here. Too sad that Elvis is gone. I think we all would have accomplished. I think he would have accomplished. Think of all he would have accomplished in the 80s through 2024. I agree. His versatility is unparalleled. I agree. Gymnastics, we love you, girl.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much.
Snorkbogan. Thank you for doing this. Elvis inspires you to be a better human being. I agree. You bring me and other Elvis fans a lot of joy and love. Well, thank you. That means the world to us. Welcome to the Elvis family. It is filled with love and fun. Man, there's just so many great comments here. Elvis forever. I find it hard to believe you guys don't have a ton of Elvis reactions. You are truly missing out. I'm 50 years old. Only became a fan 2 years ago. Thank God I did. Same here.
And as far as us not having a whole lot of Elvis reactions, we were going to fix that.
Yeah, that is going to change. And I'm not trying to thank you, David, our channel member and patron from Australia, big Bee Gees fan, and also Elvis fan. And this, I will clear this up about the stage presence. I was in the moment, and I said it wrong. I meant that everyone seems to focus on the stage presence so much to where the other accolades of Elvis seems to get lost sometimes in the ears of those who aren't so well versed in the discography of Elvis.
And I agree with that completely. I think a lot of people, when they think of Elvis, they think of the hair, and they think of the outfits and the swiveling hips and stuff like that. But it's that voice, man. That's where all the legend came from. Where it all started.
Love all these. Kentucky's in the heart of Appalachia. Yes, sir. I live right here in Granite Quarry, North Carolina, right outside the Appalachian Mountains. I did say Elvis made over 100 movies. I thought he had. Seems like it. I think there are 31, yeah. I love to learn. Ronnie Millsap is 4th or 5th in country music for number 1s. Yeah, I didn't know that. Ronnie Millsap he played piano for Elvis, and wasn't it, oh, Lord, not Willie Nelson that wrote this song. It was Eddie Rabbit. Eddie Rabbit wrote that song, Kentucky Rain. So, country and rock are not all that different. And this, what was the gentleman's name here, real quick, Greg?
The gentleman who's a bodyguard there.
Yes, I'm sure you all know it. Just by the face there, but this was a wonderful story. And Mr. Gary Goodman himself, this is who got me loving Elvis. So I'll read your comment, Gary. One of the hardest things to do is admit when you're wrong. It takes a big person to do that, as you can tell. When I like an artist, not only do I research their music, I research everything I can about them. After Elvis passed, they found checks and donations he made to charities that nobody knew a thing about. And the real kicker is this. Anything he ever donated, he never claimed on his taxes as a write-off. So it was a true gift. He was far from perfect. He had his demons like everyone else. But he had a heart of gold and faith that could move mountains. One thing you will never hear me say is he is the king of rock and roll. He didn't want to be called that. He would always reply, there is only one king, and he pointed to heaven. So out of respect for him, I don't call him that. There are several stories of his humanity on here, the tube. But one song of his I'd really like for you to do is called Pieces of My Life. I don't remember that, Gary. I'm sorry. You want to talk about pain coming through song? Goodness gracious. Great job as always. And what he means by that is I admitted in there that I was wrong about Elvis. And that started the rabbit hole. So, with all that being said,
all of these great comments are a lot of amazing suggestions that you guys have made. We've got enough suggestions for probably a few months worth of Elvis reactions.
We haven't decided what song to do, have we?
We have not.
Let's do that song.
Yep, I was going to suggest that.
All right, station identification.
Yep.
Piece of my. All right, so real quick, we have a question. Most everything we've seen of Elvis is not from Elvis. Like, it took a long time to find the right version of this. There is just straight audio, but only less than 100,000 people have watched it. And like every other video has millions and millions of views. So not really sure why that is. If someone could tell us in the comments, because we like to do official videos, not that don't want to support creators. We just want to support the artist and their official channel.
Yeah,
but this is a... Go ahead.
It seems odd that someone as famous as Elvis, it's for lack of a better term, the videos on YouTube, like, they're all very third party. It's someone else having gotten a hold of it that's putting it out there. And that you'd think that Elvis would have some sort of like an official archive for videos on YouTube.
Right. But we found one that's great. I just checked the sound quality a little bit. This is from Elvis Diner Show 2020. 8,000 subscribers. 54,000 views. So I will subscribe since we're using the video. And yeah, it does have great sound. It has some great imagery. So let's do it.
All right.
Sorry for
You're Goodman, Elvis fans. This one's for you.
Sorry for the incredibly long intro. Just want to be very thorough with this amazing artist.
Water glass full of whiskey, women that I never knew too well. Lord, the things I've seen and done, most of which I'd be ashamed to tell. I don't know how it started, that's what makes a man a man. Well, I found the bad parts, found all the sad parts, but I guess I threw the best parts away.
Oh my God. There's a lot of movie footage in here, so if we have to blur this out, I'm sorry. That's why I went to this smaller view. Oh man, the best parts I threw away. Yeah, that resonates with me. And I'm sure lots of people. Damn, I had 3 or 4 lyrics in there that stuck with me, but that last part got me. Yeah, go ahead. I'll pull the lyrics, bud. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, there was a great diphthong on Away. It's perfectly timed, really expressive. We've mentioned before, the legend of Elvis precedes him. But just when you remove that and listen to him as a singer, he's got so much natural talent. And it's obviously, he's trained. So his ability to sort of add and take weight away from his voice, his ability to use all these different vocal techniques while still sounding so natural, and it's heartbreaking in a number of ways. Number one, because it's a sad song that's being sung very beautifully, and it's also heartbreaking knowing that voice was silenced before its time. So it's multiple layers of tragedy here.
Yeah. A water glass full of whiskey, women that I never knew too well, Lord, the things I've seen and done, most of which I'd be ashamed to tell. I don't know how it started. That's what makes a man, I guess. Now I'm holding on to nothing, trying to forget the rest. God almighty. I'm looking back at my life to see if I can find the pieces. I know that some were stolen and some just blew away. Well, I found the bad parts, found all the sad parts, but I guess I threw the best parts away, Lord, away. Playing the bars, playing like a star, anything to get a name, carrying on, living on songs my friends wrote for me to sing. I'm looking back at all my life to see if I can find the pieces. I know that some were stolen, some were blew away. Well, I found the bad parts, found all the sad parts. I guess I threw the best parts away. Yeah, and it repeats to the very end. Looking back on my life, God help me find the pieces. Amazing lyricism. I imagine Elvis might have wrote this, but maybe not. He just admitted humbly that maybe he doesn't write all his lyrics. But
I was going to say, that was a very interesting thing to actually sort of proclaim to the world that, other people write these songs for me. The songwriter was listed under there was Troy something, so Elvis did not write this, but whoever wrote it, it's a great description of someone who has lived a very full life, but maybe missed out on the best parts of it because he was concentrating on other things. The footage with Elvis and these movies, and it all seems very carefree, very this guy was a big star, and then you have this undercurrent where he's singing about these memories and these pieces of his life that are missing. That hurts. Fame is not what you think it is.
I thought putting the Appalachian Mountains in the background would be fitting. So. Yeah, so hard not to cry during that, man. So, sorry about that, y'all. Man, all these pictures, I imagine these are all very relevant.
Well, I found the bad parts, found all the sad parts, but I guess I threw the best parts away. Lord, away. a star. Anything to get a name. Carrying on, living on songs my friends wrote for me to sing. I'm looking back on my life, see if I can find the pieces. Know that some were stolen and some just blew away. Well, I found the bad parts, found all the sad parts, but I guess I threw the best parts away. Away.
Man, that man can sing. The way he invokes the emotion with his voice is. There are others that do it, but there's no one that does it better. And I don't say that lightly because my top 100 are, but in other words, most people use a 1 to 10 scale and never use 5 and below. It's a 1 to 10 scale for a reason. There are 10 slots there. A song that is decent should be a 3 or 4. Point is, I don't use these top 20, top 10s lightly. So when I say nobody could do it better, there are a lot of people that I have a lot of respect for that do it well. So, and I have never called him the king for some reason, and now I have a reason. If he didn't want to be called the king, I'm not going to call him the king. But
it does seem like you would much rather be remembered as the man, Elvis Aaron Presley, than the king, which is, you know, the myth, the legend, something that, you know, kind of enhanced his life, but eventually ended up literally taking it from him. So, Elvis is one of those guys that doesn't sing a song as much as he just kind of lives it in that time. Really like his use of sort of like a vocal cry that he'll use sort of like to onset a word.
yeah,
Yeah, he uses those really well. I like how he will use like this really strong lower register, and then when he takes it up higher, it becomes a bit more delicate. It's almost like he's trying to gather up strength and then losing it and trying to gather it up and losing it. And just sort of this looking back on your legacy and the things that you've missed. Like, yeah, you've done all of these things. You've starred in 30 some odd movies, but, you know, did you see your kids' first steps? Did you, you know, what are the basic human pleasures that you might have missed out taking part of these grand adventures? And, yeah, just that combined with the way he's singing it, Elvis did seem like someone who did think about that a lot. He was really introspective as far as his fame and his legacy went. So, like, whoever wrote this really did seem to get in his head really well, I think.
I imagine Elvis probably collabed with people that wrote songs. Jerry Cantrell wrote a lot of songs that Lane Staley sang that seems like they were just from Lane Staley's mind. And, you know, there's other examples as well. Hank Williams Sr. I think he may have been one of the only, him and like Ray Charles, a couple people were the only people before Elvis that Elvis may have. Really don't know who Elvis inspired to be like, or who his inspirations were. I imagine Hank Williams Sr. had to be one. So, yeah, I mean, Elvis started in what? I want to say 56, 57.
Let me look that up for you.
All right, we'll go back to someone who's doing that.
Well, I found the bad parts, found all the sad parts, but I guess I threw the best parts away. Away. All the pieces of my life,
Dean Martin.
they're everywhere, they're everywhere. And the one I miss most of all is you, and you know who. Looking back on my life, Lord, see if I can find the pieces. Looking back on my life today, to see if I can find the pieces.
You're a bad motherfucker, Elvis. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to use bad language. There was a smile here. I got to find that. Perfect. That's a beautiful thing. And that low register he has seems to be his natural register, even though he can sing wherever he wants, and he has so much control over his vocal register. It's ridiculous. And your teeth, man, damn, and your hair, which was actually blonde. That's shoe polish. Yep. But hey, pulled it off very well.
First of all, you were right. He his first album came out in 1956. 3 years ago, or 3 years prior to that, he had paid $4 to record a demo. $4. Different times, people. That was a long time ago. I had a friend that, like maybe 20 years ago, went into a studio to record like a 4-song demo, and it was 4 digits worth of cash. But Elvis did a great combination of like a vocal fry and then going into a sustained note with he's got a really awesome, like wide, almost operatic vibrato that he can use when he wants to. And I think he's probably as smart and as efficient as anyone I've ever heard in using that. He doesn't use it every time. He never sounds like he's like warbling. But when he does add that vibrato, it just accentuates what he's singing so much. It turns out Elvis is a really good singer. Who would have guessed?
A great person, great role model, a great dancer, and obviously he was a great lover, as Robert Plant said in the interview. He said, "Well, he had a lot of women." And go for Robert Plant, that's something they had in common. So, don't mean to keep referencing that. I just watched it earlier. Fucking camera, sorry. Too much cussing. All right. I don't care about being crooked. Nobody's got to be perfect. Elvis told me that. And many others, but Elvis has reassured me of that. All right. So let's... The back of one of them Silver Eagles there, Greg. He learned what a Silver Eagle was through the whole country music.
First thing I thought when I saw it.
George Jones, that Silver Eagle rolling through the night. He talks about Elvis Presley. In fact, I think the two most referenced singers in music, period, are Hank Williams and Elvis Presley. I don't think there are more references than... fact check me. I don't think there are. I don't think there can be. And who's going to fill their shoes? Much too long, much too soon, he left this world in tears. Talking about Elvis. So, yeah.
Find the pieces. Looking back on my life today, to see if I can find the pieces. Looking back on my life, God help me find the pieces.
Sometimes when you're the most popular man in the world can be the most loneliest existence.
I loved that last shot there. Just him in that car, and there's probably people in that car. He was surrounded by cars, but he definitely looked alone at that point.
Yeah, I've been in a room full of people and felt very alone before. So, and ironically, the opposite is this: when we record these reactions, there's nobody around. Well, there'll be many people. Enjoy them for probably after we're gone. So, and as a terminal man myself, I have thought about my morality a lot, my divinity, the afterlife. But I have come to the conclusion that God is bigger than me, and I'm not going to try to figure out the name or anything about God. I'm just going to love God, this world that He gave me. When I die, that's my last day. I'm thankful for what I have been given and the life that I lived. And if I go on after that, then hey, let's keep going. But I see truths in a lot of religions. I claim none, but I love God. So that's just thought I should say that for some reason. Elvis, it's a gut feeling. And that's how I think God communicates with us, is through those gut feelings. But that's just my opinion.
Keeping with the divinity, there was someone who said, I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he said music could well be said to be the speech of angels. So,
yeah. Well, I know the Bible very well. I know lots of religions very well, and God spoke the universe into existence. So it was sound that came first. And we're not born with language, but everything on this earth makes music. The plants, the whales, the animals, every ethnicity and race and different kind of hominid in existence has made music, and always will. And if you want to know the story of life, just listen to music, because there isn't a song that doesn't describe some part of life. And every part of life is described in a song somewhere. So,
just looking at some of the pictures there was, there's movies, just meeting with various famous people. There was some footage there from his time with the Army, where he served for 2 years. It's just, the man lived a pretty amazing life. And I think when you hear him sing a song like this, I'm sure it's going to be impactful no matter what, simply because of his talent and how the song was written. But when you add his passing into the mix and sort of the nature of where he was at, it really does become, like I said, many layers of tragedy there. But it's his voice hasn't been silenced through time. That's one of the great things about YouTube. It's a great thing about the digital age, is that we can archive all of this stuff and it's there to be discovered for everybody. And you have a couple dudes like us who'll try to give you our thoughts and keep that fire burning. We came up to the fire, showed up with a stick, and we're gonna throw it on there. So the fire that was Elvis's life and his music will never grow dark.
I'm not sure that was planned, but one woman's breast there was some big Elvis had to grab a thing. I love it. So sorry, this is 35 minutes, and we told ourselves to remind ourselves to do this, that we're going to premiere this no matter what it takes. So thank you for being here at the premiere.
Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it. We had a lot of
Yeah.
fun doing it.
Yeah, shed a few tears, little laughs, some retrospect, some thought about the future, and talk about God and the afterlife and music. So I think we covered everything.